Fame game, there's that signal. $10 money card up on the board, a lot of information about a famous person. I am a show business personality whose last name in Spanish means Hamlet. Actually, my father came from Italy, but I was born in New York City in 1936. My father was a prominent actor. I made my Broadway debut in Pearly Victorious. I starred on the big screen in such films as The Seduction of Joe Tynan. Same time, Karen.
Alan Alda.
Alan Alda is right, yes. His father, Robert Alda. Big fame game and a famous thing. I am a famous building that took 199 years to build. I'm part of a group of religious buildings that include a cathedral and a baptistry. I am constructed entirely of white marble and rise 7 stories in the air. Strange thing happened after my first 3 stories were built. The ground beneath me began to sink. Bill.
The Leaning Tower of Pisa.
And I started to lean. You've got control, Bill. You're right. As we look for a famous thing. I am a plant whose berries are eaten by birds, but which can be fatal to humans. Chip.
Holly.
Incorrect. Take a chance out of the rest of the question. We'll clear it. Continue for the challengers. My tiny yellow flowers bloom in February and March, and I grow as a parasite on apples, sycamore, and oak trees. Historians say the Druids cut me from the sacred oak and gave me to the people as charms. And I was used by early Europeans as a ceremonial plant. But most of you are familiar with me at Christmas time. Bill?
A poinsettia.
No. And Karen, you've got the rest of the question to yourself, and I think I've got a little information that might help you. If you're caught standing under me, you might get kissed. Yes?
Mistletoe.
Mistletoe, that's what it is, yes. Everybody was going round and round with potential plants around Christmas, and it was the mistletoe. We're looking for a famous thing, players. I am the only surviving ancestor of an animal about the size of a large pig that lived in Egypt 45 million years ago. Today, I'm classified as an endangered species because... Karen.
A hippopotamus?
No, took a chance out of the rest of the question. We'll clear it. Continue for Holly and Renee. Back to the hippopotamus again. Huh? I am classified as an endangered species because humans are destroying much of my natural habitat. I am the 2nd tallest member of the animal kingdom. I can weigh up to 6 tons. There are 2 chief kinds of me, the Asian and the African, which has the largest ears of the 2. Renee.
Elephant.
Elephant is right. They are a descendant of a large pig of 45 million years ago. The elephant, you've got control. Final fame game and a famous thing. I am the oldest musical instrument of my kind. According to the Bible, I was invented by Jubal. I have now used in many symphony orchestras. I was the musical accompaniment for the Psalms of the ancient Hebrews and was the instrument played by David when he wasn't busy tossing stones at Goliath. My most common variety rests on the floor while, Karen.
A harp?
While the player plucks my strings. The harp is right, and you have that all-important control. And we're looking for a famous person. I am one of the most famous people in the world. While most people consider me mythical, I am actually based on a real man born in Turkey in the 300s AD. On one occasion, he helped 3 poor sisters get married by tossing money bags through their window. The actions inspired an old custom that required someone to dress up as a bishop and distribute gifts. Renee?
Santa Claus.
Yeah, based on a real person. You're right, and you've got control of the board. Fame game and a famous fictional character. I am a fictional character created in 1979 by an artist who first drew me on a placemat in an Italian restaurant. Since then, I've been featured in nearly 20 books, starred in 3 animated TV specials, and appeared daily in more than 1,700 newspapers. My favorite things are ice cream, lasagna, and naps. Chris.
Garfield?
Boy, everyone's hand went for the buzzer there. You got it. Garfield it is, Chris. You've got famous person. I was born in South Carolina in 1941. Grew up to become an important American leader. I was an outstanding athlete, quarterbacked the state championship football team. I was with Martin Luther King Jr. when he was assassinated. I founded Operations Push. Evelyn.
Muhammad Ali?
No, out of the rest of the question, a break for Chris and Ann. We'll clear it, continue. I founded Operations Push and Breadbasket. Chris.
Jesse Jackson?
Jesse Jackson is right for control of the board. Fame game with a lot of information about a famous person. I am an actor, born in Oakland, California in 1956. My first big acting break came as one of the stars of TV's Bosom Buddies. But it was a guest appearance on Happy Days that led director Ron Howard to cast me, Evelyn?
Tom Hanks.
In the film Splash, and that's what got him started. You're right, you've got control of the board. Let's see how we do with this and a famous place. I am a place that has counterparts in the southern U.S. and Asia with another due to open in France. I threw Bart.
Disneyland.
That is right. Well done. Good job on that. Yeah, they're going to open a Disneyland in France. Fame game now. A lot of information about a famous person. See if you can beat the players to this famous person. I am an actor, born in New York in 1949, a member of a famous acting family. In fact, I made my acting debut at age 8 in my father's TV series. I landed my first major big screen role playing a Texan hellraiser in The Last Picture Show, which Bart.
Beau Bridges.
That is incorrect. Out of the rest of the question, we'll clear it. Continue for Steve and Florence, which earned me an Oscar nomination. My other films have included Starman, Jagged Edge, my latest blockbuster in which I play the title role, Tucker. I am... No, I must check with our, yes? With our, no, okay. I was checking with our producer whether I should give the first name, and in this case it would not be fair since Bart had said Beau Bridges. It's the brother Jeff Bridges. And that's why, I think they may have thrown you off. When he said Bridges, you thought it was somebody else. No, it was the brother Jeff. And we're looking for a famous thing. I am a machine that has made life easier for millions of housewives. My first model was made of wood in 1790. It was designed to work with leather. I wasn't very practical. Several versions of me appeared, but in 1846, Elias Howe made the first model of me that you would recognize today. However, I'm usually identified with Isaac Singer. Florence.
The sewing machine.
That's exactly right. And Florence gets control of the board. First, by identifying a famous thing. I am a popular confection that was invented by an 11-year-old boy. Since 1905, the year he created me, more than 70 billion of me have been consumed by kids of all ages. The boy was Frank Epperson, who concocted a fruit drink for his family. One cold night, he left a glass of the mixture on the front porch. Elaine.
A popsicle.
With a wooden stirring stick in it, and it froze. Yes, that's the origin of the popsicle. You've got control. Fame game, our final fame game, in a famous place. I am an area that covers just under 109 acres. But the destiny of millions is controlled in me. I lie entirely within a large city, separated from it by high stone walls. I contain many courtyards, landscaped gardens, and quiet streets. Jim.
The Vatican.
That is exactly right. Well solved. Within the city of Rome is the Vatican City. 109 acres, matter of fact. Fame game now. We're playing for control of the fame game board, and we're looking for the identity of a famous person. I am a gray-haired actress who is 5'10". I've always longed to be 5'2" and blonde. I was born in Manhattan in 1923. Elaine.
Bea Arthur.
Nicely done. Well done. What prompted you to say that?
Because I know she's 5'10". I just, yeah.
Good. Good instincts on that one, and she surprised herself. There's a signal. It's time for the fame game. We're playing for control of the board. $10 money card on the board, and we look for a famous person. Before I landed in show business, I sold socks, drove a truck, and worked in a morgue. I was born in the little town of Lightning Ridge in 1939. At age 33, I entered a talent contest in which I portrayed a knife-throwing tap dancer from the outback. I made a series of commercials for the Australian government. Stacey.
Paul Hogan.
Paul Hogan is right. Crocodile Dundee. Yeah, you've got control. This time we're looking for a famous person. In 1981, I signed a contract that guaranteed me $1 million a year for 25 years. At that time, it was the richest and longest-running deal in the history of sports. Pat.
Magic Johnson?
Magic Johnson is right, yes. As we look for a famous place. I am an American city, founded in 1718 and once known as the Paris of the South. The flags of France, Spain, the Confederacy, Pat.
New Orleans.
And the United States have flown over me. New Orleans it is. And Pat, back to the fame game and another money card going up on the board, and we're looking for a famous thing. I am a legendary creature who is described as being anywhere from 7 to 10 feet tall. While I'm said to live in America, Ruth.
The Abominable Snowman?
Yes, or any of the other names he's known by. Yes, indeed. You took a chance and paid off with control of the board. Fame game now. A lot of information about a famous person. Players identify that person, you get control of the board. I am an actress and singer known to my childhood friends as Pinky. I was born in California in 1946. At age 18, I married a hotshot record promoter. We soon had a string of hits. In 1970, we began our successful TV show. Stacy?
Sonny and Cher.
We'll accept that?
Cher?
Yes, we'll accept that, Cher. Yes, indeed. You've got it. You've got control. Sonny and Cher was the show. Married to Sonny. Cher is who we wanted, and our judge shook his head. Yes, indeed. We're looking for a famous person. I was born in Russia 100 years ago with the last name Berlin and grew up to make my mark in the world of entertainment. Stacy?
Balanchine, George Balanchine.
No. A break for the challengers. Champions out of the rest of the question. We'll clear it and continue. Although I attended school for only 2 years and never learned to read or write music, I became one of the most prolific songwriters of all time.
Irving Berlin.
Irving Berlin. Israel Berlin, I believe, is his real name.
Right.
And Mark, you have control of the board. This time we're looking for the identity of a famous thing. I am a river, named for an Englishman who explored me and played an important part in American history. I'm sometimes called the Rhine of America because of my beautiful shoreline. I run for 306 miles through New York State. Bob.
The Hudson.
Hudson is right, just beating Mark to the buzzer, and Bob's got control. Fame Game now, playing for control of the Fame Game board, and a lot of information about a famous person. I began my show business career 12 years ago, my career 12 years after I was born in Texas in 1946, started at the age of 12. Grew up to become a star on both stage and screen. Made my mark on Broadway in such musicals as Canterbury Tales, The Boyfriend, Peter Pan. Appeared in such films as Ellison.
Sandy Duncan.
You are right. Very well solved. Limited information. Good job on that. Well, we've got another money card going up on the board as we go back to the Fame Game. $15 money card up there. And we're looking this time for a famous thing. I am a small furry animal that tends to stay to myself. Many of us live in underground dens, some in hollow trees. I sleep during the day and I'm active at night. Mark.
A mole.
No, took a chance, did not pay off. Out of the rest of the question, you'll stay at 35. We'll clear it and continue for Bob and Ellison. When I hunt for such food as grasshoppers, beetles, eggs, and fruit, the three chief types of me are hognose, spotted, and striped. Many of us are black with white stripes. Bob.
Skunks?
Gotta be a skunk. Yeah, that's what it is. And you've got control. Over the gentlemen as we go back to the Fame Game and add a $15 money card up there. This time to look for a famous person. I am a fictional character who has a series of remarkable adventures in a strange place. I first appeared in print in 1865 and have been a favorite of children ever since. In my story, I fall down a well. Carla.
Alice in Wonderland.
Yes, indeed, and you've got control of the board, Carla. Yes, well done. $10 separate the players, all three money cards up on the board, and this time we look for a famous place. I am a city in the southern United States that was called Terminus and Marthasville before I got my present name in 1845. Near me lies Stone Mountain with its... Bob.
Atlanta.
Atlanta is right. Well solved, Bob. And that gives you control of the board. As we play the Fame Game, this is a famous person. I am a writer-director born in New York in 1940. I made my first film at age 23 while still in college. And I've gone on to win 2 Oscars for Best Film. Bob.
Spielberg.
No, took a chance. Out of the rest of the question, we'll clear it. Continue for Greg and Carla. 1 for directing, 2 Best Screenplay Oscars for Patton and The Conversation. Both of my godfathers won for Best Film. Greg.
Francis Ford Coppola.
That's who it is, and Greg gets control of the board. $10 cards up there, big one worth 25 to be added as we look for a famous thing. I am a famous symbol which celebrated my 211th birthday in 1988. Over the years, my appearance has changed many times. Dan.
The American flag.
Very nicely solved, Dan. Well done. You get that from the date, or the 211 years?
I started subtracting 211 and...
That's right. A man who keeps track of seconds would figure that out. See how we do now with a $15 money card added to the board and a famous place. I am an American city that ranks 5th in population. Despite the fact that I lie inland, I am one of the world's major seaports. Dan.
Chicago.
Incorrect. Took a chance. Out of the rest of the question. We'll clear it. Continue for Donna and Greg. Since my ship canal links me to the Gulf of Mexico, I was founded in 1836 by 2 brothers who named me for the general who won independence for Texas. I am the largest city in Texas. Serve as center for the American space program. Greg.
Houston?
Houston, yes, indeed. Yes, it is a major inland waterway. And you've got control, Greg. You can break the time now for the Fame Game. We're playing for control of the board. Players get control by identifying a famous person. I am an actor, born in New York State in 1962. I bust tables in Manhattan until I landed a role in Endless Love. Greg.
Brooke Shields.
Incorrect. Out of the rest of the question, we will clear it. Continue for Dan and Donna. With that led to taps. But I made myself a star dancing in my underwear to that old-time Donna.
Tom Cruise.
Old-time rock and roll and risky business. Yeah, Tom Cruise it is.
Are you watching, you little rascals?
Oh, it's fun, isn't it?
And who subscribes to it?
Go on. Push the button.
Think of the fun you could have on the tube.
The tube?
Tube.
TV tubes.
That's a lot of fun, isn't it?
It's going to be a lot more fun.
If you keep going the way you're going.
Go on. Push the button.
Please subscribe.
I hope they're watching.